But I feel like Nicole busts your balls on literally everything.
All the time, constantly.
All the time. Yeah. She strikes me as the type. And I say that with love. If this gets into the podcast, I love you, Nicole.
I'm going to chop this one up for a 30-second reel, make sure everybody can see it. Just be like, hey, choppy. I'm like, God damn it, I love you, babe. And end of reel. No, but yes. No, I do think she gives me a hard time. Although I think it's good because she challenges my perspective and it makes me think about it. And sometimes I back off of some of those ideas, right? And I'm like, okay, yes, I get it. Let's not do that.
I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, I had such a fun time at that show. But there was part of me that was just like, man, this is the first show I've gone to without Kodi in a while, man. This is weird.
Yeah, but then you got to do all the whoop shit. Then they're like, hey, man, aren't you that guy?
Are you that guy?
Yeah.
The weirdest one was someone screaming, hey, Shay, smile. And I looked over and some random dude I didn't know just took my picture and then ran off into the crowd. And I was like, oh, okay.
Dude, I hope
I just yelled, tag me in it.
Button has been pushed. Hello. And I looked down.
Look at the camera, you fuck.
Yeah, I had an itch. I had an itch that I had to itch with my eyes.
Oh, don't tell me about your itches. I don't want to hear about any below-the-screen itches.
Itches and bitches, let's go.
Oh, God.
We can't redo it now. And I feel like, we can. Did I say bitches before 10 seconds?
You did, I think.
I guarantee I did. All right.
I guarantee you did. All right, well, it's just fine.
The button has been pushed. Hello and welcome. Happy New Year, guys. This is our first show of 2025.
Oh, man, it's been so long since I've seen you. I haven't seen you since last year, bro.
Hey, bro, catch you next year. Although you want to know what? Although we don't write checks anymore, typing a date or now that I have to think this is 2025.
Yeah.
First off, how did that happen? I feel like it was yesterday. It was the year 2000, bro.
I hate it.
Y2K, and we were freaking about computers and the 00, right? It was going to reset the entire world. And now we're a quarter of a century later and we're like, hey.
My 40s our 40s are creeping up on us. It's real. That's the thing that's your 40s
all the 1985
dude,
babies, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
I'm operating under the assumption that my 40s are like a T-Rex, and if I don't move, it won't find me. But I don't think it works. You can't get me.
Yeah, well, listen, my fucking shoulder surgery last year, and then my butchered toe, and all these other things that you can't sleep and you wake up to pee at night. Yeah, I'm officially old, bro. Also, I cannot recover from having fun, as you fucking drink bourbon. I can't recover like I used to, man. I just can't. And a 3-day run, I'm going home on Mondays, feeling like dog shit. All of my endorphins are gone. I hate the world. And my wife's like, why are you so, oh yeah, you were happy for 3 days and now you're just going to be an angry dickhead for 6. And I'm like, no.
That is chemistry, my friend.
No, maybe 5, just because
dude.
I won't get enough sleep until then. God damn it.
That hit me. So it was you go to the show and then this is true for every run I've ever gone to, where it's the day when you have to pack up and leave, you're super, and you're like, man, that was fun, that was great, and then you start putting your stuff in your suitcase and you're like, I gotta go to work on Monday. Aww,
damn it, bro. Even Billy was confused because the midweek New Year's Eve thing,
that's weird.
It was awful. Let's be real, bro, because then, okay, so you have Monday, Tuesday, and then you have Wednesday off. Well, then you have to go to work on Thursday, I did, right? Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, I did Thursday, Friday.
And it was wait, what day is this? And it was yesterday was a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. And it was what does this even mean? And then you wake up and you're like, oh, today's Friday. It's definitely weird. So this is the first year in a long time that Nicole and I didn't do anything for New Year's. We were going to go to Green Sky, and then I was just, to be perfectly honest, I was couch tour, baby. I was rocking the Billy shows, and then after Billy, I'd throw on a little Goose, although they did play some Disney cover of Eye to Eye that everyone's like, I was sick. I'm like, yeah, the jam was sick, but leave your Disney tunes at home.
Because I know when I texted you, you're like, okay, I watched Billy, now I gotta, did you do, you did Kitchen Dwellers, you did?
Oh, dude, I did them all. Cause I was like, I'm just gonna try to listen to as much as I can, right? And if I'm at home, then I might as well just catch those shows. And then it's cool because like you can chat about it, right? And there's like a lot of great shows. There's a lot of great shows. There's a lot of sick covers. It was sweet, but we're not talking about all those shows. We're talking about your first show away from Colorado.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
So the first night
so
was
much fun.
Sunday night? Yes. Dude,
Saturday.
it was. No. Saturday is when you flew there. Sunday was the first night.
You're right.
Monday
you're
to
right. God, see,
Tuesday.
I still don't know if I had Friday off.
And that's what I'm saying.
Then,
these midweek New Year's holidays are messing with us, bro. It's hard.
Somebody needs to talk to the guy about that. Whoever's in charge of this shit. Like,
yeah, the man is in charge. And listen, you're the one always rocking dress shirts, so you're clearly closer to the man than I am. So get it done.
I had somebody ask me at the show. They just looked at me and were like, "Are you a cop?" Because I had like a freshly shaved head, you know.
Oh, you were shining, polished.
We're like, no, I'm not.
Blue Shield. Be like, I don't know.
I'd rather you think I'm a cop than suspect I'm, something else. So
yeah, I'm rocking.
It was really fun. It was.
I'm
really
rocking a purple shirt. I'm rocking a purple shirt this week because this team lost to one of these teams, and this is as close. So you know who you are, but I did it, and I hate it. And purple's a terrible color, but when you make it floral, it's a little bit better.
I would argue it's not. I'm wearing a pastel purple shirt, which is one of my faves. I refer to this shirt as Big Perp. I love this shirt, but Big Perp.
That sounds like a great nickname for New Orleans. So you fly in on Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys stay down in the court? Where were you guys?
We were in the very far, like if you're looking at a map of what is considered like traditionally the French Quarter, not corridor. We're in like the very far bottom, like right or left of that kind of square grid, like very, very edge of it, like just inside what's considered the French Quarter. We stayed at this awesome not an Airbnb. It's hard. It was a bed and breakfast, the Burgundy bed and breakfast, because it was on Burgundy Street. Big shout out to Joe and Frederico, the two owners. They were awesome. But it's this dope old house that built in like one of the classics down
by
there.
John Frederico for a free room at next year's New Year.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. But they, just a nice little this couple that runs it, and I think the house was built in like 1880, 1890, so it's one of those. You couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting a bar within 2 blocks of the place, and then it was like
that's
15
real dangerous for you.
It was, yeah, the 15-minute ride down to the venue, and then there was this little place.
The venue is Uno, right? And it's lakefront.
Uno, yeah, the University of New Orleans, I think.
Oh, okay,
lakefront.
So it's the university. Okay.
Yeah. So it's I want to say it's like 10,000-ish people, plus or minus 1,000 maybe. It wasn't huge, but it was still pretty big. At least 10,000 people.
Is it similar to like the Mission here in Denver?
Similar layout, but bigger.
Yeah, because that's how it looked on the streams. Is like it had like a big floor area and then some stacked.
Yeah, it was real similar. I mean, it was a traditional, because I think it's a basketball arena by default. That's what normally happens there, is my understanding.
Okay.
So it's that kind of shape. I mean, but honestly, we were in the floor for most of the show, except there's only one time.
I thought that this is going to be my first show. I got seats. I got stuff. I got to sit. We got nice seats. My buddy got me seats.
Things happen. Things align. People help you out. It's fine. The scene provides. That's what they say.
Fuck you, bitch. I told you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know. But
love you, buddy. But I told you, I was like, bro, just put it out into the world, and
and I got it. It was great. They do.
Quick question.
Yes.
How much time did you spend in those seats, sir?
Okay, so technically we never went to the seats themselves.
Exactly.
None.
That's
all we did was go up to the high, like the way it's arranged. Because, like I said, there's like
you did it for the gram, bro. Don't lie. You sent me those pictures.
Oh, absolutely.
You went to go take pretty pictures.
Yeah, it's a great picture. But we wanted. But Alex really wanted to go up to
at Big Bad Butter.
At Big Bad Butter. I don't think I put it on Instagram though. I probably should.
Oh, bro, what? How do you not do that?
Yeah.
I mean, as the social media whore of the group, like this is kind of just what.
Yeah, I know that just blows your mind.
Yeah,
but no, we went up to the third, because there's like ground floor and like three. I think the top there's like 3 stories, and we went all the way up to the top story because that's where the air quotes casino was as well, and did that.
Like casino for like real casino or casino for like the event?
It was for the event. So the best way I can describe it is they had all kinds of stuff that you buy raffle tickets, $10 a raffle ticket, either at like a raffle ticket sales. There's like a booth where you can buy raffle tickets, or they also sold them at the merch booth.
Okay.
And then you could exchange. I think the way the math worked is behind a curtain, they had like classic
Behind a curtain,
roulette.
like Oz.
Yeah, blackjack, all that shit. And then you could exchange one $10 ticket for 1,000 Wook dollars, and it wasn't
Were
real
they
money.
really were they called Wook dollars?
No, that's what I was calling
Oh,
them.
bro,
I
if
was
they
calling
were
them
called
Wook
Wook
bucks.
dollars, I would have
Yeah.
been. Oh,
No, just Wook bucks. But
oh,
like
you
they
remember when
were
people
they
were
were
picking up
chips.
the New Year's Eve confetti and selling them. If there is Wook dollars, bro,
What? You
oh,
are
yeah.
fucking
No, I am
what?
not, bro. They were picking
Get
up the trash and they were
fuck
selling
outta
the
here.
trash, bro. Hey, I got 10 wrinkle-free confetti pieces from
Billy New Year's.
No, not New Year's, from Halloween. Sorry, from Halloween. From
Oh, they did that. Okay.
The Oh Brother show. Not New Year's. That would be even worse if it's just fucking like regular confetti pieces. But no, at the Oh Brother show, they had picked up, because they were like dollar bills or whatever that were printed on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes a little more sense.
Shout out to the fam. And I think the Snack Man actually even made a patch out of one and like got out. But I know that somebody ended up making the design and gave it out to people, and they're like, here, instead of paying these Wooks, go just print your own confetti
here you
and
go.
not do that. Okay.
Yeah, they
so
had
let's go back to this. So you're paying 1,000 Wook dollars. That's
you
beautiful.
get 1,000 Wook
I
bucks.
love
But
it.
I mean, in essence, they're
Bro, I
chips,
can
just like a
only
casino.
imagine all these like spun out kids at this.
Try to gamble.
Yes, dude.
So other
And like,
than that,
so wait,
you could
when are
gamble.
you gambling? Like the whole time?
Set break.
Oh, so they only limit it for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, just the set breaks. So
Ooh.
that's why I was like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm gonna get a drink and go back to my spot. But I did go up there once, and I think that was why I missed the start of Hellbender when they played that, because I was up in the casino. It's too soon. And then
Listen,
then it's just normal
we got a
gambling.
lot to go over. Okay, it's not like
There's just little gambling, like normal, like roulette, blackjack, all that shit.
How many Wook dollars did you lose? Or
Alex? I don't know. I didn't mess with it. Alex was
Alex?
up like 3,000 Wook simoleons, or Wook dollars, or whatever you call them.
Oh,
and then you use the Wook dollars, I think, to buy raffle tickets. And then the raffle tickets are for like autographed posters or meeting Billy or things like that. So they have prizes like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a grand prize. I read about it. I don't know if it was on Reddit or one of the Facebook groups, but somebody's like, oh, we were right next to the girl that won the grand prize. So she won all 4 posters of the night. They were all signed.
That's dope.
She got some merch and stickers, and then she also got to meet Billy after the show.
That's cool.
And wait, she gets 2 tickets to any show in 2025.
That's badass. Good for her. I think I know who that was then, because there was a girl that because the way they did it was they project the winning raffle ticket numbers on the screen.
Because it was dope. It wasn't the normal backdrop for Billy Strings, right? It was like a slot machine.
It was like a slot machine. Yeah, it was badass.
It was pretty cool.
And they took advantage of that later to do random songs, air quotes. They had a
teaser. God, get better at this.
Sorry. So but I saw this girl up near the rail just lose her fucking mind when they put those numbers up. So my assumption is that was probably who it was that won the grand prize, because
wait, a fucking rail rider won?
Someone close to the rail, like the front left, was from where I was at.
All right. What's the reason for this? Investigators, get on it. Who won this? What happened?
It's rigged. Yeah.
It's an inside job. We got to know.
Inside job. Smiley picks the winners, you know.
Yeah. Damn it. What's he hiding in that bathrobe?
Listen, we're just asking questions.
What's the
that was the best part, was watching all these people that were clearly fucked up in the dark, like holding up their phones, trying to read all the tickets and make sure they didn't win. And Alex even did this. You'd see them like do this, and then be like, fuck it, and they just throw them down and walk off to get a beer. I don't know if all of them got claimed or not.
Yeah, it was dope, because I know on their Instagram, on Billy's Instagram, he had showed him like signing poker chips and doing all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of cool. Like I don't remember them doing anything like this in any of the New Year's past, because this is the 3rd year.
Is this the 3rd year they've done this year?
I think it's the 3rd year, and it's the 2nd year at Uno, I believe.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Shakedown was pretty rad too this year.
And so,
I mean, it was only like 3 or 4 rows or whatever, but I'm told that's twice as big as it was last year, and there was a lot of cool shit there. Alex bought this denim jacket with Grateful Dead
Alex
lyrics
bought
embroidered
shit
on
from
it.
Shakedown?
She spent like $200 on shit, like
Did
rings
she
and
ask
stuff.
them what their profit margins were again? How much does this?
I forgot about her demanding what their operating
costs, sir.
For reference,
well, for you, it's $22, motherfucker.
That was amazing. At renewal, Alex was very intent on seeing the profit loss statement for the fucking
It was
market in the
It
center
was like
camp.
3 or 4 in the morning. Okay,
It was. We were
it was
ready,
after
and
the
it was the end of the
Dylan
show.
escapades of Dylan
Yeah.
from Dylan. Shout out to
Shout out
Dylan
to Dylan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1000%. Dude, Shakedown. So let's talk about this. My guy, you weren't there when I interviewed him, but Vance Stonebreak got his
the
chance.
kid.
Yeah, the mandolin player.
I saw
with
him at
Billy.
the show.
He picked with Billy at Shakedown.
That's right, because Billy was in Shakedown that first day, right?
Yes,
that's awesome.
bro.
Good for him, dude.
Yes.
That's
And
fucking.
then-
Those pictures of Billy and Shakedown are so funny because he looks so happy, and everybody's just like,
they're like, oh, what is? And dude, he like deserves that, right? To like feel that, because like Billy used to come out all the time with us, right? Like,
yeah.
And he was always out with his fans, and I think now that's one of the things that can probably be challenging to him is that he doesn't get to do that as much anymore. And so it was cool for him to be able to go on Shakedown, go. I saw a video of some dude giving a leather hat, and Carlos, the security guy, is in the background of this video, just looked like 0 fucks given. Just like, what the fuck is going on, dude? And then there's another video later, and this motherfucker security dude is just carrying all this shit out and then holding his fucking guitar case like, come on, bitch, let's go. We're going to Shakedown. Carlos is like, yeah. All right, let's go.
All right, fuck. All right, I gotta keep these books at bay. Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, Vance is fucking super stoked for him. I'm proud of you. Congratulations, buddy. It's not the last time. Next time, let's get him up on stage. But yeah, that was super cool. Shakedown looked awesome. I saw a lot of empty chairs. I will admit, I saw a lot of empty chairs.
Yeah, at the end of the night.
I also heard some conflicting stories, as there may or may not have been some like a squabble or a fight over some chairs. So what I do want to make sure
I did not see that.
And so here's the thing. I've heard it from someone, but I've not been able to hear it again, right? But even if I hear it once and maybe there's only a handful of people that were around to witness it or whatever, I want to make sure people know I am not condoning violence at all whatsoever. Now, obviously, as a 6'4", 300-pound human being, it's much easier for me to deal with these situations than the average person, right? Like, everyone's like, oh, bro, you're loud as fuck. And then they see me in real life and they're like, holy shit, you're huge too. So like, yes, that I totally understand that. I'm not going to lie. I fucking love the chair movement, and I love that people are starting to push back. What I do not condone and I do not want happening is violence. I don't want fights. There's no fucking reason that any of us should be throwing fisticuffs at a fucking Billy show or any concert, or for any reason, to be perfectly honest, unless, I mean, there's a few handful of situations that we can get into later. But yeah, so boatload of chairs, shit happens. So with you were saying that you were going to go hit the town. So how'd you get posters? What happened?
Yeah, and I'll take the second just to throw a big shout out to all the homies that had extra pit bands that let me get down there. So that was really, really kind of everybody. But yeah, and I mean, we got down there. I got a regular run poster, a foil run poster, and then one for each night. So I got the complete set.
I only bought like $300 worth of posters.
It wasn't $300. It was like,
no, I know.
Well,
what is it? $90.
Actually, hold on.
$90, $120, and then
well,
$75, $195.
Yeah, so it was like $200.
So it's like $195, $200
yeah,
on paper.
$200.
Listen,
yeah, I wasn't going to get the foil because
yeah, but then I just saw it and it kind of like
they so like I didn't get the foil of the 3-piece because I got up to the merch booth in the first night, and because the merch booth the first night and it was sold out, so I got the regular one, and then it's like, okay, I can't guarantee the next 2 nights, and then the second night it was sold out, and then the third night they had, so I could have done one on each end. But I wanted them all
just
mashed.
trade it out.
Yeah, but then when I saw they had, because like I'm actually not a big fan of the like Harlequin Jester artwork stuff.
No, but that Dave Clock, the 3-piece is fucking sweet.
It's incredible. It's fucking sweet. And I've got some stuff I'm gonna pull out of frames to put that in. We also got Oliver, my girlfriend's son. We got him one because he plays the tuba, the one that has the alligator playing a tuba on it. We got him one of those.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we got him one of those. And then, but then I saw the foil version of the run, the Harlequin, like Jester-looking lady. The foil looks fucking rad as hell.
And she just sparkled at you, and then you're like, "Well, I have to have the regular." Just
and then
like,
Alex was like, "They've got the foil of that, right?" And I was like, "All right, give me one of those." Give me.
Yeah,
and we also bought.
when your lady friend is telling you, that's like the okay, right? It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
for
well
sure.
now I'm gonna buy
And
it,
she
right?
also bought something I wish I had bought, and I don't know if I texted you a picture of it, but they had Billy Strings luggage tags.
Oh, dude, yes, they've been selling those at every
That's
stop.
fucking
Dude,
rad.
it's sick.
I haven't
It is
seen those
sick.
before.
No, and I know that they were only doing them at shows, and then they just dropped a bunch of them on the website a couple of weeks ago, and they are super cool.
This was the artwork from this run. It was the gator playing a tuba.
Yeah,
So
and I
that
think
was
usually it is a piece from something of that show,
cool.
and then it goes on a luggage tag, which is fucking sweet, right? And like,
And
hey,
as it's coming down the conveyor belt at the
props to
airport.
Billy Media, right, or Billy Merch,
Dude,
fucking
that's
dude.
called. It's like all these guys are flying out here. Give them luggage tags. And then we're waiting for as my thing comes around the bag pickup when we get back to Denver, it's everyone being like, "Hey man, were you at that show? It was pretty great." I was like, yeah.
We're like, no way, a bunch of fucking wooks in Denver. Who would have thought? No, Alex, I'm still waiting for my goddamn Christmas present, so maybe it'll show up. Never. Yeah, it's not. It's okay.
No.
Well, actually,
did she say she was giving you a Christmas present?
No, I just made that up and put it on a podcast so that she feels bad.
I didn't get you shit.
Yeah, I know, and I didn't get you
Christmas
shit
present
either.
is this. I'm here.
Yeah, you are present, and you probably were prepared because you were physically at all three of these shows. So let's talk about some of the music for new dude, bro. You got it was Sunday night, and I was like, oh fuck it, okay, I have to like listen to the first night. It's Sunday, I got nothing to do. I'll listen to tonight. And then the first night was so good, I was like, well, I'm gonna listen to tomorrow. And then because I had an offer to go to Green Sky again on Monday night. Thanks, Jared. Shot him down. Sorry, Jared. And then I listened to the next night. But let me pull up. I don't know what it was like for you, but they all just blend into one for me, bud.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, we got, Malfunction Junction. This is night 2. Know It All, Fireline, End of the Rainbow, Deal in Despair. That was sweet.
No, bro. Dude, night 1 was, they opened with If I Lose into Red Daisy, and then ripped that banging 7 Weeks in County.
Yeah, that's 7 Weeks in County. So that was the one where...
And then they did Pyramid Country into Fire on My Tongue into Fire on the Mountain. Yes, like that was, yes.
It was incredible. Yeah. And that was the one where my buddy Joe, who went with us, who had like kind of casually listened to Billy Strings until now, and has just been listening to me yell about him.
Let's be real, so people understand the situation for Joe. Joe, right before he got there, had something happen, right?
Yeah. My, and it was, typical. He's an electrician, so and that industry can be kind of volatile until you get some tenure. So he had actually a couple days before the show had been laid off, not fired, laid off, and
that sounds way better than what I thought it was. I thought he got
no. I didn't mean to misrepresent.
Fired.
No, he was no, he got laid off. So they basically and he's
man, this dude is gonna be so fucking.
So if any of you guys out there in the Twin Cities are looking for a good electrician, you hit me up. I'll recommend him.
Minnesota full.
Yeah, he lives in the Twin Cities.
Oh, bro, I got connections in Minnesota. We got this.
Yeah, so
let's go.
So that was great, but so he was kind of obviously
he's pissed off. He's coming. Is this his first Billy show?
He's never seen Billy Strings before, and then
he's
after
a Fish
they
kid,
did that,
right?
Yeah, he loves Fish. He loves a lot of like hip hop and EDM and electronic music too. Okay. So his tastes are all over the map. It's actually a lot of fun to talk to him about music because he's very knowledgeable about all kinds of different genres. He's just one of those people.
Well, Joe's got a little bit of free time. Maybe we can chat with him later.
Yeah, there you go. Love you, buddy.
Sorry, Joe. I'm the dickhead, not him. I promise.
He would probably just say we're both dicks, but what are you going to do?
Well, at least he's honest because it's true.
Yeah. After that 7 Weeks in County, he looked at me and he goes, all right, I get it.
Yeah, bro, 3 songs
he's like, wow,
fucking, yes, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's just
bro, and the I forgot the 15 steps. Bro, the Jeff Austin.
I got so many text messages like, you got 15 steps, fuck you.
Yeah, no, I was so mad at you. I was like, motherfucker. But then I'm trying to be happy for you. So I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, well, let's be happy for. But no, fuck you. I was not that happy for you. Oh, man,
I mean, they did all
bro,
like...
And then second set was Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yes, which as I understand, they have only played a handful of times.
Well, if I could get on Billy Bass, I'd be able to check and let you know. But
that was the running... Dude, everyone I asked, I was
like... At the moment, I can't do that.
That was the running joke all weekend. How many times has he played Edmund Fitzgerald? I don't fucking know, and I can't check Billy Bass.
Bro,
But
someday it'll get
it was
fixed.
so good. It was so good. And that's one of those iconic ones that as soon as it goes into that riff, you're like, oh, yes, this, because no matter who plays it, that you just recognize those notes.
Oh no, for
One
sure.
of the
The
guys,
guitar riffs and then his voice, like Billy's voice, and
Yeah.
the fact that he's from Michigan, right?
Yeah.
And then I just don't, what I love is like everybody is like in their element on whatever enhancers that they want to be or just high on music, right? And then like literally the most depressing song of all time
it really
comes on.
is.
Like if you have not paid attention to what they sing about in that song or go and read the lyrics, like that is some morbid as shit. Like these.
Yeah. But that's always the best stuff like that, though. It sounds beautiful, but it's really sad.
Yeah.
Dude. And our homie Kyle, right? Well, Kyle won the Mishawaka passes in the auction. Kyle, he had never even heard of that song, which is wild to me.
Listen,
and the next day he's just like, I'm getting a fucking tattoo of the Ebbett Fitzgerald. That is amazing. This is the new song I'm chasing.
We need to. It's not that we like have to or like this is like my boomer moment. Okay, we need to teach these kids. They need to learn.
Yeah.
But I do think that it would be super cool if we could have a couple different episodes where we cover like foundation, like, hey, here's like traditional fucking like old gospel bluegrass, right? Like, and the foundations and stuff.
Very different.
And then talk about like the different chapters and then some of this other stuff that the evolution, and show people like bands and people that they need to, because like I know for me, I got that from the scene, and obviously like the internet is full of like keyboard warriors and trolls. But realistically, like where do you like learn about new music from that? I know a lot of times people like listen on Spotify and then it'll be like artists similar to, or like they'll play like a radio station of that artist and then it'll give them a couple. Props to those bands that promote their music through that, because then they're punching through and then getting into the algorithm. But I do think that'd be a cool educational set, because like, bro, if you don't know the Edmund Fitzgerald, and that's not even bluegrass, that's just like solid classic like dad rock. Like I wouldn't call it like
that's Gordon Lightfoot, right?
Yeah, yes, it is Gordon Lightfoot all the way. But yeah, bro, that first night was a banger. I'm the Pretty Daughter.
Yeah,
Pretty Daughter.
That's another one that I just lose my mind when I hear that opening riff. It's just, that's one of my favorite songs. I fucking love that shit. I got all of them. I got Psycho. I got Pretty Daughter. I got the big one. That's the big one. But
let's go to night 2. I gotta figure out. Also,
jumping
props
around.
to Nugs.net. Nugs, we can put your little logo here if you want to give us a free account so that we can share it with people. But that's how I watched all the shows. This is how I'm looking them up, is Nugs. A lot of people are like, oh, where do you go to listen to your live shows? I literally live on Nugs. I can't find this fucking
I need to get
that.
I need to buy that deal before it expires on the 10th.
The last day's today, so. And I
says
fucking
on the
sent
ad
it to you.
10th.
I sent it to you like a week ago.
I know. You sent it to me right after I renewed my subscription. That's fine.
You cry a lot. I can't find this fucking night 2, bro.
I'm on Setlist FM has it. My God, this is good radio. This is people love this.
Listen, this gets cut out, and then we go, all right, I found it. Here it is. So night 2 started with Malfunction Junction.
Yes, it did.
And I fucking told you the second I heard that song that it was going to be a jam vehicle. And this was one of the first, other than I think it was Sierra Hull on Halloween. That show absolutely ripped. You won't remember because you passed out. But that was a great Malfunction Junction, because that was the day they played the whole album in Baltimore. And then this one, they let my baby bird sing, baby.
Yes,
fucking Jared Walker.
He was all over.
I want to hold on. We got to go back to night 1 before we even get to night 2.
Are you talking about Jared's outfit with the purple?
Bluegrass Elvis, bro?
My God, dude, so good.
Bluegrass Elvis, though. So he's in white overalls and a white flared shirt, bro. And then he's got the bandana tied to the side, orange and pink.
Yeah.
And then these big yellow aviator, bro. Spot on. Jared, it was fucking amazing. I was literally screenshotting the.
Now that is not to undermine everyone else's outfits. The coat that Billy has, I want to know where he got it.
Dude, the gold one, that was on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. But fucking, who was it on night 1? Dude, Billy Failing channeled his Hunter Thompson.
Somebody else said that. They said, "Damn, Hunter S. Thompson can play the banjo." I had no
Hunter
idea.
Thompson ripped that banjo, bro, and that was sweet. I don't remember whatever you look at us talking about fashion. I don't remember what everybody was wearing. But dude, yeah, it was Malfunction Junction, Know It All, Fireline into End of the Rainbow. That was so good. So good, bro. It was so good. And then I'm pretty sure, didn't you guys get a red rocking chair?
Yeah. That was, I believe
that was
that's
the
in the second set.
That was After This Old World, which is literally like, if I had like a white girl sing-along song of Billy Strings, it is This Old World for me. Like, I belt
the
that
whole
shit
audience.
out.
This was a very thingy audience too. Like all the big songs, the whole auditorium was singing, which normally I don't necessarily get behind, but the vibe that night was very with it.
Bro, I loved the howl on Love and Regret.
Yes.
That was also on this night, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was right after Red Rocking Chair. That was a solid howl, my guys. Way to go, family. That was good. I always remember when Billy played, I think it was Lollapalooza in Chicago, and it was like a bunch of people, and then
there's like one dude that's like,
yeah, it was like, and I remember it was either on an Instagram or in an interview after. He was like, yeah, I could tell there was a bunch of people that hadn't seen us before because of this song. And then like when you fucking hear the New Year's and you hear that howl, like
everybody's in on
dude, it was so beautiful. And then that is when you got, so Love and Regret, Cabin Song, which is two of my daughter's new favorite song is Cabin Song. So Billy, get to that. Into the Escanaba, and then, bro, they finally played Shannon Hoon and Blind Melon.
Yes. Now, is that something that has been talked about before? Because everybody seemed to be like, "Oh, it finally happened," but
I think that a lot of people correlate their music and like and Shannon's style, and like that is it's such a sound, right? Like, there are so many songs of Shannon's that I would love Billy to play, like Tones of Home. Like, dude, like there are so many songs that I would love him to play of Blind Melon. And so like to hear him play that, and then he played it into Gild the Lily.
Yeah, that was,
dude, like that
blew my brain
what's
up.
up.
Like that was.
Oh, and this was John Hartford's birthday. This is John Hartford's birthday.
Yeah, at one point, Billy was yelling into the mic, "Watch out, Hartford!"
Yes, dude, he was. And then that's why they ended up playing Steve Powered Airplane right before that hide and seek. Dude, give me a Billy Failing banger every day of the week, right? Like, I love it. And I'm a sucker for Hartford, so I absolutely love that. And then that hide and seek, bro, that was off the chains. And then didn't you guys get the one can Richard Petty?
Yep, we got a one can Richard Petty and a one can Uncle Pen.
I will tell you, the best thing about the one can is listening to all the idiots in the crowd that don't shut the fuck up when they bring the one can out.
Yeah, because they don't understand what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, and it like picks up everything, right? So it's like, yeah, man, I can't believe what a great show this is. It's like, no shit.
You can sometimes hear the people that are up on the rail.
Dude, you 1,000% can. And it's like, God damn it. And I can only, like, you being the fucking chomper that you are, I am surprised that we don't have some audio evidence of us chomping it up at some show.
I mean, every time I re-listen to the shows I go to, I'm listening to see if I can hear myself screaming, but it's just there's 10,000
Dude, you gotta do like a different, like a crow's caw or like something like something.
Jared Walker.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Well, even we're gonna get a Jared Walker going. That's 1,000% for sure. But yeah, no, like my wife fucking hates it when I do this, and I don't know how loud this will be into the mic, so I'll try not to. But I always to my kids. So it's like a different than just like a regular whistle. They're like, oh, that's dad's fucking whistle to like, and they're good, well-trained little puppies. They fucking turn their head and they're like, oh, what do you want? And my wife's like, I fucking hate when you whistle at the kids. And I'm like, shit works. Like, it just...
My dad had a whistle like that where you could hear it down the block, where it like that's how I knew it was time to come home.
Bro,
yeah, one of those.
I wish I can't do the finger thing.
His was the two finger thing. I can't do it.
Come on, somebody teach us, because that's badass. Like that's
what I need to be able to do is make another loud noise.
Yeah, well, I want to be louder. Okay, my goal is to be louder in 2025. That's what. Oh, I'm kicking the camera. Sorry, camera. I want to be louder in 2025 because I don't think people aren't listening, man. They're just not paying attention to me. Okay.
Yeah, nobody can hear us.
And I'm begging for more people to listen. So that was dope. Did you go to the Sacred Hollow after party?
We did not. No, I really wanted to, but
all this shit you talked about, you fucking fangirled it up at the Denver show.
I did. Yeah, I did. Alex was.
Don't you blame
really
Alex?
Tired.
We know how to deal with her. Okay.
No. she was down to go whatever, and then like Joe couldn't have cared either way, and then I was beat, so we ended up just going out to the bars around my house, like around the bed and breakfast. And then the first night we could have gone. The second night, I think it sold out pretty quickly. Like I just didn't think to organize it or buy tickets, and it just didn't work out. But I fucking love those guys, and I know they'll be coming through Denver at some point again, because they come through here a couple times a year and play Colorado shows, so I'll have to catch them then.
I mean, who doesn't? We're blessed here.
Yeah, that is like I actually had a couple people tell me that at the show. They're like, oh, where are you from? Like, I'm from Colorado on the Front Range. They're like, oh my God, that's so unfair. All these bands go there. I was like, yeah, I know, it's pretty great.
Oh, dude, it's great except for your wallet, right?
Oh,
like,
dude.
Yeah. What we need. This is my goal for what's the reason for this. Okay, I'm going to be very transparent. I want to get a press pass so that I can go listen to music, talk shit about whatever happens, promote the music and the band, and then just get to go see as many shows as possible. Because, bro, I would love to, and now I'm going to have to find a way to do this, is look at, like, all the shows throughout a year, see how much they cost. And then,
I don't want to know what I'm spending, dude.
Dude,
I don't want to know. Because I know what I spent on just this trip.
Someone's full-time job. 1,000% easily done. Like, that is how spoiled we are with shows here in Colorado. They're just fucking constantly happening. Although, I am a little worried because I've seen some Facebook ads for old Billy Boy, and it's promoting as these shows in a couple weeks as their only Colorado show. And I know that there's a lot of people that are wondering about renewal and all that stuff. That'll be for an episode later down the road if somebody's ever willing to talk to us about it.
I won't go into the weeds on it, but there were multiple staff from renewal and volunteers from renewal that I talked to there that all told me they all told the same story about what the potential next location for that's going to be, and and all that stuff. But none of
that's
it.
I don't
want to
folks. So you'll check us out on a later episode on what's the reason for this.
We'll get to it later.
Of course.
We'll get to that down the line. But yeah, it's that. But I mean, my understanding. I understand. I kind of expected it because he just had the kid. So like,
yeah, but fuck off. That's not what matters. Okay, let's go back to New Year's Eve. Okay.
The father too. Yeah, fuck that. I don't care.
We're like, God damn it, all right? Like, I already fucking yelled about the refunds and got in trouble, so stop. We're not going to do that again. New Year's Eve. So, what dress shirt did you wear for New Year's Eve?
I had a white dress shirt. Night one was, okay, we're talking fits now? All right.
Yeah.
So,
what's that
white
drip
dress shirt
like,
was...
What's that drip?
What's that drip? White dress shirt was night one. Shattergrass t-shirt was night two. And then night three...
Didn't you see Drury?
Yeah, that's a big.
Fucking mountain grass unit.
Both the singer and night two.
Okay.
Both the singer and the bassist were there.
Oh really?
Yeah. Sam was there too, and I remember. I think I scared him
because they just had a show in Alabama.
Yeah, and then they were only there that night. Drury had them. It was one of these things where like I'm walking down the hallway, and then it's a 90-degree turn to go into the bathroom line, and the line's like just up to the corner, so I can't see who's around the corner. And I'm looking at my phone, I'm texting Alex or something to be like, hey, I'm going to go, you want a drink or something? And then I cut a hard right and almost walk right into him. And I'm like, oh, hey, man, I'm sorry. And I was like, holy shit, you're the guy. Like, And Drury, if you listen to this, thank you for your patience. I went full fanboy because I was like 7 beers in at that point. And I was like, oh, man, my name is Shay. You know, Shay's Rebellion. And it's such a good song. You're so good.
He got drunk, Shay. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, and he was so nice about it, and he was so handy. You know, and if I'm really mad I didn't have a Sharpie on me because I would have had him sign either my poster tube or my head. That'd have been a fun one. Just to have his signature up there on my forehead.
God damn it!
I've done that
Don't
before.
Fucking do
it's
that.
A funny one.
No, please stop. Did you tell him that he should come on the podcast?
I did. The requisite. Kodi would have been, for the record, everybody. Kodi would have been amiss if I wouldn't have even told Kodi I met the guy if I didn't bring it up. Because he would never would have fucking forgiven me.
Can't post the picture.
Yeah.
Listen,
bro,
I got the picture. Getting guests is a full-time job.
Okay? I know. And sometimes I help. The funny thing too is that we had the conversation, we bullshit and then like every a couple people kept coming by and been like stopped me, like, holy shit, you're fucking and then on the way out we were walking out of the venue.
Stop talking to me so that I can go back to enjoying my life.
Yeah, let me enjoy my life. I'm not performing, you asshole.
Yeah.
No, he was extremely nice. And then we ran into them
You're
again.
also large, so he was afraid of you. He's like, how do
I hope it
tell
didn't
this
scare him.
drunk man to,
No,
how do I
you're
get
bad.
this drunk man to shut the fuck
How do I
up?
get this
And
drunk man to
Shay's like
leave me
towering over
alone?
him. Be like, how did you write Shay's rebellion about me if you didn't even know who I was yet?
That's my song. That's me. That's my name. Let's talk about the tax rebellion. But and then we ran
Different
into him on the
podcast,
way out
folks.
of the venue too. We ended up behind him, walking to the lift
Did you
pickup
pinch his
area.
butt?
No, but then like I didn't
I
realize he
think
was
that's
there. And
sexual
then
assault, but I would have sexually assaulted Drury and pinched his butt and give him a
you
wink.
probably would have.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, wink. Oh, Jesus
Dude,
Christ!
the wink is always that's the
Isolate
win,
that
bro.
audio.
Just
Isolate the audio.
Yeah.
For the court
wink.
case.
The
I didn't even notice he was in front of me, and when we were walking out, until Alex was like, ah.
That's funny.
She did the same thing. She's like, "You guys are so amazing," and he's like, "Hey,
fangirl it up.
yeah."
Like,
But it was so funny. And he turned and he pointed. He goes, "Shay, right?" And I was like, "Oh, he knows my name." You know, one of those.
he knows who you are.
For better or worse, yes. But no, that was such a fun surprise because I mean, literally, it's just look up from your phone and it's it's like, oh yeah, whatever. Hey, the singer to one of my absolute favorite bands. That's insane.
Bro, did you get anybody? I made some. I'm a terrible person, but I made a picture. Yeah, we already knew that. Holding the sign that says, "If you see Shay, tell him to look into the camera."
I got 3 or 4 people. Yeah,
dude. Thank you.
Yeah, several people. I would just there were several times I would hear Shay, and I'd turn and look toward the direction, and some random dude would be like, "Look in the fucking camera," and I was like, "Ah, god damn it."
Yes, thank you, my people.
Yeah,
I just want to say, he's doing an amazing job looking into the camera.
So now, from your perspective and the audience's perspective, this is looking directly in the camera. This is looking at you on the screen.
Yes, don't look at me. And that's why, so for me, like, what I have to do is I get
lost in your eyes, Kodi.
The dark bags go like I can sleep.
Yeah, I need a flashlight to see my way out of the bags under your eyes.
I look like a raccoon. Be like, stop. And I didn't even go on a 3-day run, okay? And you're more well slept than I am. But yeah, no. So that's pretty fucking awesome. Night 2. So then night 3, New Year's, right?
Yes.
And what dress shirt did you wear for that one?
I just wore the same white shirt again.
You dirty fucking
I just
wolf.
read it. Okay, so
we need to find somebody who can find us 100% cotton dress shirt, and then we're gonna tie dye it, and we're gonna get you a tie dye dress shirt.
Oh, I would do that. These shirts, the one I have on, the white one I normally wear is like 97% cotton.
Really?
So I don't know if that works.
Any polyester, it repels the plastic. Don't you remember
it won't work then. We got to get it.
Don't you remember episode 2?
You can tie dye linen.
I'm not a tie dyer.
I think. I don't know. Well, because I get a linen dress shirt. That's what's good for hot weather. But
all I know is I loved when you had the ripped sleeve one.
Oh, for renewal, took the sleeves off of it. Yeah, that's
sun's
classic.
out, guns out. Let's go.
Absolutely. When they get old and dingy and they don't keep that pristine, crisp whiteness. I like that. I cut the sleeves off and make them redneck shirts. It's great.
Just the titty stains. Okay.
Yes. Oh, it's terrible.
You're buckled down on the second night of the same dress shirt for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Nice and fresh, ready to go.
To be clear, I didn't bring enough socks or underwear either.
How is that possible? It's 3 days, bro.
I brought 2 pairs of socks. Well, I was there for 4 nights, but I brought 2 pairs of socks, 3 pairs of underwear. So there was some doubling.
Throwing one inside out, maybe a little.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's just like, all right, well, I got deodorant and a toothbrush.
Little Tom Petty free balling action, and I'm free balling. God damn it, Bobby! Nobody wants to see your testicles, boy.
Yeah, and then Alex had to sit next to me on the flight back, so that was fun.
Yeah, you'll be fine. She made it.
Oh man, we also had an interesting moment that night where Alex had gone to take a shower, and the water was so hot and so steamy it set off the smoke alarm, and then she
at the bed and breakfast.
Yes, and nobody noticed. So Joe and I are at this bar across the street. We get this text that says, "Help! The alarm won't stop going off." So, we go over there. And the thing is this is a 100-year-old house. So the only way that we can get this alarm to take it off the wall is for our drunk asses. I stood on Joe's shoulders and he stood up and lifted me up to the ceiling so I could detach the smoke alarm and turn it off.
Wait, bro, how big is Joe?
He's a big dude. He's about my size.
All right. Well, we're all big fuckers then.
Yeah. No. That's there were like the people we befriended in the floor were also large. So we had the wall of wooks.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's just we attract other
and then we had to like all the people that were under 6 foot. Like, yeah, you stand in front of us. It's fine.
Yeah,
that was really silly. So it was funny. And then I think hopefully Alex didn't stain the tub in the bed and breakfast because she had purple hair dye that was fresh. So that's always fun.
She was fancy for New Year's.
Yeah,
Let's
she
go.
dyed. Yeah, she dyed her hair. Yeah, it was fun.
Nice. So then, how's the feel? What's it look like? Day 3 of a 3-day run. How does that feel at 39?
I had multiple people texting me being like, "Wow, you're doing a 3-day run. You're almost 4. Don't you turn 40 this year? Like you're doing in New Orleans at New Year's." So I was like, "Yes," and I was tired. Is what the answer to that question was. But I pushed
I feel
through.
like my back hurt. I wanted a heating blanket.
What a heating blanket. I didn't bring any ibuprofen, which was stupid. And then, but they did have vodka Red Bull, so that helps.
Hey,
And,
nothing like an upper and a downer at the same time.
Yeah, that's a great buzz. But yeah, no, night 3 was, and obviously it's New Year's Eve, so night 3 was fucking rowdy. Everybody was ready to go. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was, and that the set list was so good too. And that jam where they just noodled while it counted down. What was that? I think that was Turmoil.
Oh, Turmoil and Tinfoil, bro.
Turmoil. Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. We got to go into the first because so what they did was, if people remember, they gave you a website to go and make requests. I don't remember.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I don't remember what song. Like Lemonade was one of the top ones, and there was a bunch of like random bullshit. A lot of the songs that were played throughout the 3 nights were songs that were on that request list. Like Edmund Fitzgerald was one of the top answers, but it wasn't played on New Year's Eve. It was played on one of the nights before. And so
yes.
they were doing this thing called Spin That Bitch. And
that was a lot of fun.
Dude. So it was obviously, we talked about the backdrop is a slot machine. And then they had a luggage and people would go in the crowd, and it was cool because they were just picking people out, and then they were hitting the button. And then it would do the slot machine or whatever, and then hit to a song. And it got a bunch of them. The big one for me was, so Green Sky actually covered Billy Strings on the 30th. Hoffman sang In the Clear at the Mission in Denver.
That's awesome.
And then on the 31st, Billy did a sick cover of Green Sky's Reverend.
Dude, that Reverend was fire.
Dude, so good. And then Must Be 7, and then that fucking Thunder. To close the first set. Bro, Thunder. That's a banger that I absolutely love. There was a bunch of shit. Back on the Train. So for your fish kid, how did he like Back on the Train?
Well, he was not there when they played it. He was away from the show. So he came back and was
Joe. Oh,
so
hey,
mad.
Joe.
He was
hey,
so
Joe.
mad.
God, was he pissing?
Buddy.
What was he doing? Playing the whoop?
I think it was like he might have been, I don't know what he was
the whoop dollar sucked him in.
Yeah, they might have been gambling, or might have just been a long line at the margarita stand.
It was halfway through the second.
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. I think he was just off using the bathroom and getting drinks, and the line for the drinks was really long. And he came plowing back in. He's like, "Oh, I can't believe I missed a fish cover for this bullshit." He was so mad.
Before they played Back on the Train,
funny.
Train, they played the Stratosphere Blues into I Believe in You.
Oh, that shit was so good.
And dude, I can only imagine how powerful it was being in that building, it was
so good. And that was actually, it's kind of one of these things where like I hadn't had a chance to see any of this new material live because I just haven't done much couch tour since Renewal.
Okay.
And I like these songs better having seen them live, if that makes any sense. Like, it's great already,
sure.
Obviously, but like,
because then
Stratosphere
you can feel
Blues
them.
and I Believe in You was incredible in person.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Let's talk about the real incredible in person, because I am a firm believer that we spoke this into existence.
We did.
And that's
we
what
manifested this.
Okay, so first off, Billy or anyone on the team, if you do listen, thank you. Shay thanks you. Because you were saying, man, hey, I'm chasing Nutshell. And bro,
yeah.
I heard the first tone
that just
of
that
the
tonal...
and I was like, oh my god, he's fucking there. He's there. He's getting his fucking song.
It was so good. And like, it was so funny because he hadn't strummed 2 or 3 strums of that opening riff, and my pocket just everyone, like Dan and you, all my friends are just like Shannon and Tad. Everybody's just like, and it's just everybody texting me peanut emojis.
Yeah,
yeah, dude. Yeah. And I was so good because it wasn't just a nutshell; it was a nutgasm. It was nutshell into orgasm.
Let's talk about this because now Billy, he knows that you want a nutshell, right? And then he just happens to play it into what's the reason for this?
That
Bro,
is not the name of the song.
it is. It's Wargasm, and that's why you got a nutgasm, because he did that for you. I am a firm believer that he did it
no
for
fact
you.
or
I'm putting it into the world. That
yeah,
is what fucking happened, and you deserved that nutgasm that you didn't even know that you wanted to have. We didn't even think about, and we never talked about that. Like, what do you layer your number one like chase song? Like, what are you chasing? But then, like, what would you want it played into? Or like,
and that is the answer, because in the past that I know they've done that combo before, and like thematically they match up too, because of what both songs are about. So it's just like
they were so so good
so
together.
fucking good, and like it was in the part, and I texted and told you this, but like Alex knows I'm chasing that shit too, and I could feel her watching me be happy. And I had to be like, stop it! Leave me alone! You're ruining it by being so happy for me, you know.
We're like,
and,
fuck off! Let me just like this song.
I damn near cried when that opening riff started.
Videotape him so that we can make him real.
Yes, exactly.
Like, look, this dirty Wook finally got his fucking cover.
Oh,
but dude,
it was so incredible.
I'm so happy for you, bro. I'm so fucking stoked for you that you finally got that. So that's
like the first thing I did when I woke up the
amazing.
next morning was like add both of the Nutgasm to my Nugs playlist. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to that.
Dude, and then so you already talked about this. Instead of playing Old Lang or whatever, where everybody tries to remember the songs to I don't even know the fucking words. Instead, Billy just rips a Turmoil and Tinfoil, and then he threw like a 10 count up on the slot machine to give you guys a countdown, and then fucking rained confetti on you. Like
it was awesome. Yeah,
like it was nobody's business.
I didn't know there was. I guess obviously there's confetti and shit. It's New Year's, but it's just so funny because they started going off, and I just remember being like, and I like, oh, there's so much going on, and then like all the confetti strings were wrapped around my poster tube, so I had this like big wad of confetti stuck on the right here where the strap meets my poster tube, and I just took that with. I think I've still got I've still got the strands somewhere. Maybe somebody will buy them off of me.
Yeah, dude, you can sell them. Just package them, put them in a little Ziploc baggie, and package them out and send them out.
Billy Confetti. He cut the paper himself.
Yeah, bro. He touched this.
No, he touched this. It was awesome. That was fucking awesome. That was honestly one of my favorite sets I've seen those guys do. And it was funny because I was like, I could see making this an every year thing and just doing this for New Year's. And Alex is like, I don't know about that. It's a lot or whatever. And then like on the way home, she's like, well, do you think they'll do that run again next year? And I was like, probably, yeah.
And at least now you know what it costs, right? So then you go into it.
Yeah.
And then we split. But I think what the real thing that we need to obviously hit on and talk about is what the fuck happened, right? Because the shows ended, and then people are just running into the streets. I know it was damn near 1:15 here in Colorado when it finished. So was it about, what time was it?
They're an hour ahead or behind?
So was it like 2:00 when you guys got out of there?
No, that's not right. Hour behind, I think.
Yeah, you're Central Time, so you're ahead.
Ahead, yeah. So it would have been like around 2, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have had to been. Yeah. Because we and this is just heads up if you want to tune out or whatever you want to do. We can't talk about this without talking about what happened on Bourbon Street. So that's just a heads up. That's what we're going into.
We don't want to make this political whatsoever, but there was a terroristic attack, right? And it's insane that it happened so close to home, and especially like, I know you were talking about like, hey, me and my buddy Joe, you guys were talking about getting on a bus for a couple bucks and going down to Bourbon Street, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, they had lined up all these buses that were taking people down to Bourbon Street, and the conversation was basically like, do we want to do that? Do we want to go? We almost went down, but then we ended up, I was frankly decided against it because I was exhausted. I was like, to touch back on your earlier question about doing this at 39, I've been at this for 4 days, and I was like, there's no way I'm going down to Bourbon Street. Like, I'm not, I decided against it, and convinced Joe not to go as well. And then, we just went back to the bed and breakfast. And then they had like a hot tub and stuff in the backyard, and I'm like relaxed on the bed because I rolled my ankle on a water bottle in the venue, and I'm just like, oh, it feels so good to lay down because I'm middle aged. This is great. And
get some Bengay.
Yeah, oh dude. But anyway, it was, and I heard the sirens, like through the open window in our room. Cause I'd say my bed and breakfast was maybe 2 miles or less from Bourbon Street. So like yeah, so like we heard the sirens and then heard what I, thought were fireworks, which I'm guessing now that I've looked at the timeline were probably gunshots. And then we're just like, oh, that's crazy. They really are getting wild down there in Bourbon Street, and then just passed out. And, I woke up the next day to a plethora of text messages. And a big shout out to everybody that, like, I know, Kodi had people reach out to him because they couldn't get a hold of me because they didn't know, they don't know my Instagram or my phone number or whatever. And then I had a bunch of friends reaching out to me to make sure I was okay, because let's be clear, when these kind of disasters happen, if there's one that I'm the most likely to be involved with, it's the one that happens on fucking Bourbon Street on New Year's Eve if I'm in town. So just it was really,
that's why, like, immediately. So I went to bed.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit more of another show, and then I went to bed, and I woke up, and the first thing that I saw was that there was an attack on Bourbon Street on New Year's Eve. And that's like all it was. And at that time, I think that they said there was 10 confirmed deaths and multiple,
that was the original number,
multiple fatalities. And so obviously, I'm not sure if you should know what happened, but there was a person, we're not going to use their name, that used an electronic,
but yeah,
no, 1,000%. But they had rented a Turo truck, an electronic vehicle from Turo, and then came through and ran down Bourbon Street. And so it's insane because they actually have barriers on Bourbon Street, but they didn't have them up. And
when they took them down, the cop I talked to told me that they had been taken down because they were going to be doing construction for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And so what happened was this fucking maniac takes this truck, turns the corner, and just punches it. And these electronic vehicles, I drive a Tesla, the torque and the pickup speed that they have, and I can only imagine a huge vehicle like that truck. And it literally just plowed through. The first thing I did was I got on Facebook, and there was there was a goat on there, this lady that had literally said, "Hey, it's 3 a.m. I'm on Bourbon Street. Be like, who's ready to hang out?" And she has a picture of Bourbon Street, and it's just a fucking sea of people, right?
Yeah.
And like, obviously in that morning, it was that manic rush of like, hey, is this lady okay? And then I know for a lot of us, we saw like, hey, this attack happened. This happened right after this Billy Strings show finished, right? And so I know that there's a ton of people because actually on the last night, Billy came out into the crowd and he was walking
he was
down
there for
the
like
line.
An hour or something.
Bro, and I don't know how many people he could have potentially saved just by doing that. I know there's a lot of people that have given their gratitude for him doing that and then keeping them in because, like, hey, if I stay for an extra half hour or 40 minutes, that gets me to 3 o'clock. I think this attack happened around 3:10 or 3:15.
Something like that, yeah.
They're tired and they're ready to go home, right? And so because he came out, otherwise people may have been frisky, right? And said, hey, I still got another hour in me. Let's go down. Let's go do this. And so I think a lot of us from outside, we were all checking on our loved ones and seeing who's okay and trying to find out what's going on. Facebook made that a thing that they always do for the alerts that you can mark yourself safe from whatever had happened. And I think a lot of us, not that we want anyone to die, but we wanted to make sure that there was nobody that was directly impacted by our community. And it took a day.
That's natural. Your first thought is like, I know so many people there. Like, that's the people that I know. So like, those are the ones you think about first. And that's just human nature. So that's what everybody did. Everybody reached out and was like, hey man, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, dude, we were going to go to Bourbon Street, but we didn't. And honestly, the fact that we didn't go down there has just been something that just keeps, because it's one of those things, like, it was so close. It could have been me. It could have been my Alex. It could have been Joe. Could have been any one of the crew with, like, Sean, also known as Steve from Blue's Clues. All those guys, they all said the same thing on the way out. Like, we're like, man, I'm thinking about Bourbon Street, but I don't know if I have it in me. And I was like, I don't. And
well,
then, like,
it's all
a lot
the
of us
homies,
decided,
and it's our community, right? And like, that's what you're doing on New Year's. Like, you're going to party. Like, you are going to go and do this and get after it. And like, what is Bourbon Street, right? Like, that is the epitome. Like you said, like, that's where they would find you, right? And so I couldn't believe that this happened. And then the numbers started growing. It went from 10 to 14. And then
I think it's at 15 now.
I think it's at 15. There's over 30 people that have been injured. But we also found out that someone from our community has been affected, right? and they lost their lives. And this young man's name is Drew Dauphin, and he's a 26-year-old man from Alabama. He recently just graduated from Auburn. What had happened is I went in and I was on Reddit, and I think it was this morning. It was Friday morning, and I went on Reddit, and it said, "I love you, Drew." And it was this very powerful message from this gentleman. And so I reached out to the username on Reddit, and I sent a message, and I just explained who I was and seeing how I could support. And if there was anything that we could do, I knew that it hit close to home because you were there and we had been talking about this, right? And so I know you and I have discussed this. And so the gentleman's name from the Reddit post is his name is Henry. And so I talked to him, and he said that it was okay for us to read this message that he had posted on Reddit. What I want to let people know is that this is a very graphic and detailed recollection of a very traumatic time, right? And something that directly impacted this man and one of his best friends just recently. And so I want to read it because I think that it is so powerful for people to know. And then we can kind of talk about the reasonings and what we're going to do. What's the reason for this, right? Like, how are we as a community going to make this better, and what are we going to do? So give me a second, Shay, and I'll try to pull this. Okay. So first and foremost, like, when I read this morning, this is heavy, right? This is heavy. This is real shit. And so, again, if you don't know, this is on Reddit. This is on Billy String's subreddit. And this gentleman's name is Henry. And so Henry is writing, and he said, "Please be warned, this is a graphic firsthand account of the terrorist attack on Bourbon Street, January 1st, 2025. Drew Dauphin was one of the kindest people I've ever encountered. His unwavering positivity had no ability to see negativity. He always saw the positive in every situation, regardless of what problem I came to him in need of help with. He always saw the bottle half full and had an at least this or, well, we still have that to respond with. He loved nothing more than sitting in the sun on a dock or boat at the lake, probably because it reflected the warmth and light he brought to this world. In the early hours of January 1st, 2025, as I walked with him on our way to get in our Uber home, his brightness was stolen from us by this terroristic attack." Drew had heard of Billy Strings, but it wasn't until I dragged him along with me to our first show in Huntsville in October that he became hooked. He told me on our way down to New Orleans on the 30th that Billy had raised up to be his most listened to artist of 2024 just since that concert in October. So that dude's fucking, bro, right? Like, all right, hey, I'm all, and we've all felt that, right? Like, I've all felt that, like, fuck, I love this. This is something that I wanted, that I didn't know that I needed, and now we had it, right? And so he felt that. I had no doubt about it, as we could often sit on the couch in his apartment and watch YouTube videos of past concerts the following weeks, and every time I got in his car, Billy was playing. Drew was giddy the night of the show, as we all were. I think we were particularly excited to get the opportunity to bring along his brother and another one of our friends for their first show. And they were slightly hesitant and had no clue where they were going or what they were in for. But we did. We started the night by walking around downtown, feeling the energy of New Year's in the air, just like you said. We grabbed some oysters and a quick dinner, along with some drinks before we headed to the show. I remember as we walked from Canal to Bourbon Street, I saw these massive steel barricades on the ground and thought to myself, shouldn't that be up? Isn't this like one of the busiest nights of the year? I wonder when they actually use those. But I didn't think about it too much longer because I didn't think it was a big deal with the cops around. I continued on my night without a second thought about it. We soon hopped in an Uber and were off to the arena. Before long, we were in the doors and excited, awaiting the start of the show. It began and we were having a great time. After ripping a highway hypnosis, I texted his brother, "This is what it's all about," while laughing at the awe of the show with Drew. His brother was hooked, as we confirmed during the first set break. That was also particularly cool was that Drew had nailed his costume perfectly by coincidence. He was wearing an outfit just like Billy Failing, hat and glasses and all. As the show went on, we danced and had a blast. We all couldn't help but smile with the joy of enjoying world-class music with great friends and great people all around. A few songs after the New Year's countdown, we made the decision to head out a little early, as we had heard getting Ubers after the show was annoyingly difficult. We
That's
were
true.
all ecstatic. I couldn't help but tell anybody I walked by, "Happy New Year's!" As I was overflowing with joy of being with my friends and enjoying the music. We were having a great night. We soon found an Uber and were excitedly headed to Bourbon Street to check out the scene and find some cute girls to talk to. I mean, like every other 20-year-old on New Year's Eve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man. That's fuck.
We popped in and out of bars and chatted with random people of groups and girls and had a blast of careless fun. As the night wound down and the morning was approaching, our energy levels began to dissipate, as a long concert and more boogieing down on Bourbon Street will do. I called an Uber for Canal Street, as Bourbon and the blocks surrounding to the left were all blocked off from car traffic. We wove through the crowd, and I glanced up and down from my phone as we made our way, checking on the Uber's timing and location. Like, we've all been there, right? So it's after a show, and I'm sorry. It's after a show. Who knows where your head's at, what kind of fun you're having. You're high on music, you're on something else, whatever it may be, right? And you're just enjoying yourself, and now you're just trying to get to your Uber to get home, right? And you're like staring at your phone, you're like, there's the fucking dot. All right, it's 6 minutes away. I just
coming to save us, man.
Yeah, we just got to get to this fucking Uber, right? And so I hopped on and off the sidewalk, weaving around people with our friend Bill to the right of me and Drew following close behind as we made our way down the right side of the street. As we approached a block or two from the canal, the crowd thinned slightly, and I hopped on the sidewalk, just as a white F-150 flew by my left, nearly inches from me. I turned and watched in horror as I saw bodies go flying. It was chaos. A group of cops ran down the street after it. My survival instincts kicked in, and I turned back and sprinted down a side street just as I started to hear gunfire and screams in pandemonium. When the noise settled and I was left shaking, I turned around to find Bill right behind me, and we hugged each other. I anxiously waited as I expected Drew to turn the corner and find us. But soon I realized Drew was not coming. I ran back to the street just as the cops were putting up crime scene tape. In the chaos, I sidestepped a cop, ducked under the tape, and began to frantically search for Drew in my hysteria. To my horror, I found him lying on the ground. I'm not going to read some of these details because it's fucking rough, and I can only imagine what Henry had to go through to do this, and my heart is with him. And he said, I was completely hysterical. I knew it was a terrorist, and I knew that my friend was dead. He had passed on to a better place, and I knew it. Somehow I managed to call my mom, and being the absolute mother she is, she picked up the phone without hesitation. And as a fucking parent, bro, like, it's New Year's, right? So, like, for us and, like, your kids, like, I know you and I, we're both fucking terrible, right? We're both terrible fucking people. And so, like, our mothers on New Year's are like, oh, God, what are they going to get into tonight, right? And so then you get a fucking phone call at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right?
I've had to call my mom a handful of times at that time of night, and it was, never for anything this serious or anything like that. But, as a parent, you get those calls that late at night. There's a very short list of good reasons to get those calls that late at night. So, so I can't even imagine what that was like for her as well.
Yeah. And so, I mean, this lady's a gangster. He goes on to talk about how his mom got in the car. He told her that he needed to call Drew's parents and let them know what was going on. And eventually they all had to come down to the hospital, and Drew passed away. And this young man was 26 years old. He was just going to a Billy String show on New Year's Eve, right? And it's fucking senseless, and no one deserves that to happen to them. I know you and I, we talked about it from the personal level on your aspect, and then when I found out about Drew, I immediately reached out to Henry. I spoke with Henry. I also started reaching out to some other people. I reached out to Billy and their team, and what we have come up with for an idea to help the family is we're going to utilize, we didn't realize that we would have to utilize this again so soon, but this is the exact reason why we had actually started Melodies of Relief, our nonprofit. And so Billy and their team, their management and merch, they are going to give us some items to raffle off to raise money for Drew and for his family. The last thing that they need to be worrying about is any financial burden that this can come on. They just lost this beautiful soul, and we just lost a member of our community. And I wanted to also talk about how Henry kind of finished up his Reddit post. And if you want to, you can go back. It's under the subreddit of Billy Strings, and the post is called I Love You, Drew. And you can go and check it out. We'll link to it on our profile so that you can see it as well. But he wrapped it up like this. He goes, I don't know why I wanted to share this story. I guess because Drew loved Billy and the band and his music and everything about it. I also think because writing it down has helped me process what's happened during the horrific events, and I need support, and Drew's family needs it. The Billy Strings family needs it. He was a part of this family. The Billy Strings audience and community is a family, and you can see it plain as day when you arrive at shows. If you bump into someone at a show, you will more than likely not hear than, all good, brother, I love you. Rather a, hey, what the hell? You can't see it in the line for the bathroom and everybody exchanging stories and connecting. Nobody cares about where you're from or what you do or how you look. It's all about love. Love for each other and the music that makes us all so happy. The shows and the music wouldn't be the same without all that. And that's why I wanted to tell you all that we lost a brother of the family. Drew's light was stolen from us, but his memory will shine on. And I read all that, and I could not try to not do something. And I know I reached out to you immediately this morning, and I was like, hey man, let's figure something out, right? And so I had some communication with Henry from this post. He gave us the permission to talk about this story. Henry connected me with Drew's mom and brother. And so what we're doing is we're getting some items from Billy. What we're asking from our community, from this Billy family, is we would love for you guys to donate any items that you can. And what we will be doing is raffling all of these items off. We are not going to be doing the auction like we did from Hurricane Helene. We learned our lesson. Rather, what we're going to do is have a laundry list of items. We're going to sell $5 raffle tickets, and we're just going to fill it up until a certain date, and we're going to pull raffle tickets and give winners for all these prizes. The more prizes we have, the more promotion that we can give to those donors, the more gifts that we can give to people that can give some money back so that we can help Drew's family in the smallest aspect possible. We're never going to be able to help them know why this happened or take away any of it. But what we can do is we can band together as a community, band together as this family that Henry talks about, and we can rally and we can bring some sort of relief to them to not worry about burying their son, right? And maybe we can even do something so much as we can figure out a way to keep this young man's name alive, right?
Yep. I love that post. He sums up the community so well with that post. I'm never going to get to beat him now, but bullshit.
And that's what like a lot of people have some misinformation and about like who I am or who we are, what we stand for, what we're doing. And realistically, this is it, right? The family, the community, meeting people, all those friends that you listed off that you were talking about, those are people that we're going to shows with, right? Like, these are people that we love, that we're connected with. This is where we're sharing experiences, right? And this was taken away from a young man to not have the ability to do that. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to bring some awareness to what the hell's going on. But what we really want to do is we want to raise money for these folks. So we will be doing this raffle. But what I'm also waiting for is the family is still putting together what they want. So if they end up going with like a GoFundMe or something like that, we will also be pushing that so that we can help them as well. But I know from within the community, what we'll do is we're going to ask for donations of items. I've already going to be given a bunch of posters again. We have a bunch of artwork. Like I said, Billy and their team are going to be giving us some items, so I can only imagine what that turns out to be. We will announce that early next week, and we will probably have the raffle close to the ball arena shows, right? So that we can give enough people time to get it, and then we can get enough time to really raise these funds and help this family out. And let's do our part to continue to make this young man proud, right? And to come together as a community and to show the love and light that we can truly create by coming together.
Yeah. And it's just, it just makes me so fucking angry. But
dude, it's fucking insane, right? And it's like we had talked about doing a recap show after New Year's. We did not know that this is what this was gonna turn into, and obviously nobody did. And all the victims that lost their lives weren't expecting to go out that night and not make it home, right? And that's the fact, and it's fucking terrible. And I feel bad because we're only raising money for one victim, but that victim was part of our community. And I really want to lift up Drew and his family. For Henry, bro, I told you, I love you, man. If there's anything that I can do to help support you, I want our listeners to know that Henry did already speak with a mental health expert. He's getting help. And so I'm so happy for that. I want anyone else to know that there is an office for victims of crime, and there's actually help for victims of terrorism and mass violence, right? And so if there's anybody that was too close to this or can't shake this, I know, Shay, you can't stop running through it, right? Of how it could have impacted you. And so I want people to know that if you want professional help, there is free professional help. And it's a victim hotline. It's called Victim Connect. And it is funded by the government, and it offers confidential assistance to those victims. So if you just want to talk to someone, and you don't have to call them, you can text them as well. You can call or text 855-4VICTIM, which is 855-2846. They also have an online chat. If you go to the OVC, which is the Office for Victims of Crime, they have a chat there if you would rather go that way. But we wanted to make sure that people had some resources so that they can get the help that they deserve. Henry has been playing his guitar as long as he can at night until he's so exhausted that he can finally fall asleep, right? And that's some real heavy shit. So let us surround our brothers and sisters that have been impacted by this. Support Drew, support Drew's family, support Bill, and support Henry, and do what we can to make this community the best community that it is and that we know it can be. And
if all you can do is, if you know these guys, and if all you can do is just let them know that you're there for them, that is worth a lot more than it sounds on its surface. That's just being a shoulder to cry on and someone to talk to. It's going to be a long road to get back to where things were before. So that is also a valid way to help, is just to be like, what can I do for you?
And let's celebrate this young man's life, right? Let's fucking celebrate the life that he did get to live, and let's make his family and his friends proud of the community that he just started to love.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Next time you're at a show, get a good rage for Drew, man. That's what to do.
And fucking hug your friends.
Yes.
Right?
Tell that is also. Oh God, I was trying not to cry. That's also something I've been doing it since then, because like I said, I just keep running over it. And that's like, I've texted a bunch of people today to be like, hey, I was down in New Orleans. Just wanted to let you know I love you. I'm glad you're there. Let me know if you need anything. Like that. Reach out to them, because you never know when these people aren't going to be there anymore.
Dude, make it uncomfortable how much you tell your friends you love them, right?
You do that to me all the time.
I do. I know I do. And that's because for me, I feel like it's a powerful thing, right? Coming from like a super masculine father, and like, there's just a lot there, right? And for me, Love is the answer. And as much as I stir the pot and talk shit, I truly love this community. I love all the people in it. And I love what we can do when we band together. And as terrible as this tragedy is, let's put a little silver lining on it. All right. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for listening. We'll be posting everything. If you have anybody that can donate, let us know. Go check us out on Melodies of Relief. That'll be the Instagram that we're running everything through. Obviously, we'll cross-promote it. But realistically, all that I really want to do is raise as much money for Drew's family as possible and take care of the people that are taking care of us.
Absolutely. Love you, folks.
See ya. All right. Now, how the fuck do I